For more, we're joined now by Behnam Ben Taleblu, senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Behnam, what is truly at stake if the snapback sanctions are reimposed? Would this actually slow Iran's nuclear program?
Well, it's a pleasure to be with you. The sanctions, as well as the penalties that could be restored by triggering the snapback mechanism, which we have to say does expire on October 18th of this year and takes about 30 plus days to actually formally and bureaucratically trigger, bring back the whole host of penalties that not just America and its transatlantic partners in Europe had agreed on, but really the whole world had agreed on through the prism of the UN Security Council, including through many votes for sanctions resolutions, the likes of Russia and China. So this brings back the push for zero enrichment in Iran. This brings back a permanent arms transfer to and from Iran. This brings back a permanent arms ban, I should say, to or from Iran, permanent prohibition on Iranian ballistic missile tests and transfers, as well as, of course, restores UN sanctions lists, as well as panel of experts about Iran-related sanctions violations that actually help multilateralize the case for pressure against the Islamic Republic. So while they do contain sanctions, they are a much, much more important political and legal tool to kind of box the Islamic Republic in. And that's precisely why the architects of the 2015 deal, people like former Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, are ringing the alarm bell about this. They're trying to talk about how to reduce tensions. And the real fear here is that the Europeans get tough on Tehran. What if Tehran tries to go around the Europeans, throws a Hail Mary and tries to somehow resume or tempt the Trump administration back into talks? What about this very important political and legal tool then? They might try to divide America from its transatlantic partners.
Interesting to try and split these Western powers. But what if Iran follows through on its threats then and just quits the nuclear non-proliferation treaty? What happens then?
Certainly there is a huge risk there. But actually, one could say one of the benefits of the 12-day war is that the Islamic Republic would understand that by doing so, it would very clearly, rather than deal with the crisis, escalate the crisis on a terrain that it is not ready to fight it on, which is to say that if you do this, Iran, if you leave the NPT, you basically send the signal that it should be open season to the likes of the Israelis, to the likes of the Americans, to actually put more of a target militarily and kinetically on your back. So the experience of the 12-day war should teach them that they can't afford to escalate there. But if they do, that certainly there is a real, clear, and proven military backstop with leaders both in Jerusalem and in Washington who have been willing to break with the conventional wisdom and pull that trigger. So really the art of the deal here is how to weaponize that fear and get them to not do that. And already in Iran, you're seeing a whole host of different things said about snapback. Some are saying that it's a gun that simply has run out of bullets. Others are saying that it's something worth leaving the NPT over. Others are saying that it's something that it would force Iran to engage in more illicit procurement. By remaining firm and by having Washington and Israel actually support the European push for snapback, we can help box in Iran's decision-making.
So the timing of this is all crucial, it seems. But Behnam, August is a tight deadline. It is already August 13th. So do you truly see any realistic diplomatic off-ramp before the end of this month?
Well, it seems like many of our European friends have not taken their traditional whole month of August off or August recess, and they still seem to be very actively involved in the matter. Most recently, you even had the German foreign minister tweeting about this issue. You've had the E3 foreign ministers actually publicize the letter that they had previously sent privately to kind of have the world know, not just its partners know, not just the Iranians know, the cost and sincerely what is actually at stake here. So I would actually keep your eyes on the clock from now until the end of the month and from the beginning of September to the start of the United Nations General Assembly in New York. That is a very tight political timeline, you're right, but I think our friends across the Atlantic have proven that they have both the will and the capability to do this.
Tight timeline, but certainly a lot at stake. Behnam Ben Taleblu, great to have you with us as always. Thank you.
Thank you.